So this caller on LBC comes on the anniversary of the 7/7 bombings and tells us why he thinks we have not learned from that event. So let's take a listen.
The lessons that should have been learnt at that time haven't been learnt at all by the same political establishment that gaslights us by telling us how wonderfully united we are as a society.
What are the lessons that should have been learnt that have not been learnt? And is this the idea of cohesion?
It is the idea of cohesion. I mean, let's not forget that a teacher in Batley is still in hiding precisely because of the same rancid Islamic extremism that caused those guys to blow themselves up 20 years ago.
What should this government, be doing in this field?
Well, first of all, it has to deal with both external and internal threats. The question that people have to ask is how many possibly other Islamic extremists have come ashore on rubber dinghies that we seem to be letting in.
Hold on, these people didn't come. No, hold on.
No,
you say other. These people were born in the United Kingdom.
Yes, they were. That's what I say. There's an internal and an external.
So the government action needs to be to secure that, which doesn't seem to be such a crazy idea, to actually secure our borders.
Yes, and the other one that it needs to keep a very, very close eye on both the demographic and the cultural rise of Islam as a whole in this country. There are certain fundamental tenets of living in a Western society. One is the acceptance of free speech. Two is the acceptance of religious criticism. Three is the acceptance that when you are in public, you show your face to identify yourself.
So I think that call there hit the nail on the head with everything he said. That we haven't learned that every time after there's an event like this, and this also goes for other events such as the Manchester bombing, the London Bridge attack, it's always how unified we are. Okay, we're all together, we're all fighting. The terrorists don't care when you post something online saying we are united, all against, terrorism. That doesn't work because that is not fighting them. They are willing to use violence, and we are willing to just sit back and post online and say that we all stand together, which is not going to scare them. It's not going to stop them doing it. Our borders are basically open for anyone at this point in time, and that is also facilitating stuff like this, because even though these ones in this particular incident where they are not, illegal immigrants, they are born in Britain, it still comes back to an immigration issue because someone in their family before them has come over and has obviously not adapted to the British way of life, the Western way of life, where, as this man has said, free speech, religious freedom, and the right to criticise religion. The people who raise these people have not, adhered to this doctrine, basically, where these are things that we can do. So I think it's, again, as he said, we have not learned. We are still doing the same things. We're still, for example, today, if you looked at Sadiq Khan's statement, he made a statement about the bombings, and instead of saying, we're going to, sort of clamp down on this stuff, we're going to tackle it, he attacked people who are, in his eyes, attempting to sow division. I mean, there's terrorists in this country probably right now planning the next attack, and all he can say is, he's criticising the people who are trying to tackle the issue rather than actually tackling the issue himself under the defense of racism. It's racist to want to stop terrorist attacks. It's racist to want to stop grooming gangs, which are apparently, according to recent news, out of control in London. But that's racist to tackle that, right?